What's up you guys and welcome back. I'm FPL Nymphria and this is my FPL Game Week 16 review and Game Week 17 preview video. Well, I guess I better just rip the plaster off and get on to my Game Week 16 review, and I've had a clanger. Not in terms of points, I somehow actually got 5 more than last game week, but more so on the transfers I made. Let's take a look, shall we? Fabianski got me just the 1 point in a West Ham vs Palace thriller at the London Stadium. Patricio got 3 points this week, so I'm still in the plus points owning Fabianski. Just. This week I stuck with my guns in defence, not only fielding my premium players but also playing Doherty. Laporte with the 1 and trying my patience. What has happened to that City defence? Us Robertson owners were finally rewarded with sticking with the more expensive option over Trent Alexander-Arnold, with Robertson actually starting over Trent and getting a clean sheet and an assist for us. That was much needed for me this week. Alonso surprisingly got a clean sheet, with City not scoring a goal for only the 2nd time in the league this season. And Doherty actually scored when I played him. He didn't come off of my bench. That's a rarity. I did have to wait until the 94th minute for you, mind you, but nonetheless, Matt delivered to add 7 points to my pot. Lastly, in defence, Obi-Wan came in for the non-playing Wilson to get me just 1 point. In midfield, Sterling getting just the 2 points, with 1 shot on target and 1 blocked. He did have 2 key passes, but City did not look on their game, and for the first time we got to see the vulnerable side of City. They are human. The top 6 will now be looking at that game in gaze to see if they can adapt some of what Chelsea did to beat the current champions. Richarlison surprisingly had similar stats to Sterling, both playing OOP in the striker role, but Richie took his 1 shot on target and converted for the 7 points in my team. Here's where my game week got interesting. I agonised over the transfer I considered in my last video, which was to transfer out Salah and Arnie for Kane and Anderson. As you can see, Anderson is sat there in my side, which means you know what I'm about to say. Yes, I sold Salah. And I sold Salah the week he got a hat-trick. I mean, I just am not very lucky really, am I? I have no idea if Salah was on fire. He did have 4 shots on target, 3 of which he scored and 1 was blasted into the stands, or whether Bournemouth were just incredibly bad, or a mixture of both. Either way, it just goes to show that the stats are not the full picture. Our FPL strategist helped put us a bit at ease when he tweeted out Salah's stats this season before that match. Make sure you go check that out. But yeah, of course, it still stung. Anderson, though, did his level best to make it less of a crush, getting a goal and an assist to halve Salah's points for me. Anderson had an 80% pass rate and made 5 crosses in the game. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. But I guess the real hurt came when we take a look at my strike force. Wilson, as you know, was a no-show, with a minor hamstring injury, which apparently was just a precautionary drop. We'll have to wait and see a bit more. Aubameyang started and got an assist for 5 points, but it's Kane's benching and my captaincy of him that really got me this week. If Kane had just even scored 1, I actually could have covered Salah's hat-trick. In fact, if Kane had not appeared at all and my vice-captain of Richarlison had come in, I actually wouldn't have been so bad off at all. I never really considered captaining Salah, so it's Kane's last-minute appearance for not very much that's really hurt me, I think. Anyway, all of that means I got 55 points in total. That's 1 above the average, but technically I got 51 with the -4 and another red arrow for an OR of 124,648. And for the first time since Game Week 9, I am now outside of the top 100k. Tough game week. But I didn't set up for last game week. Slightly wrong way of playing the game, I know, but I was looking ahead to the Christmas fixtures. So let's take a look ahead to Game Week 17, and let's pray it's a good one, because I need it to be after the last 2. I'll take you through how it's currently lined up, and then my potential transfers. Fabianski will face Fulham away. West Ham have won 11 of their meetings, although Fulham have won the last 2 games against West Ham when at home, so I'm going to have to hope Fabianski can help buck that trend. My defence looks much like it did last week, although there is a lot of rotation at the moment, so I'm not expecting all of my players to start. so I just have to set up as if they are. So given that, Alonso hopefully faces Brighton. Brighton off the back of a loss to Burnley and Chelsea high on the back of a win. Brighton have the potential to shock the visitors here, but let's hope Alonso can get back to a few attacking returns. I'm going to go with Laporte again against Everton at the moment. I am getting close to shifting Laporte on. It will be great to get a look at Digne in this match, as he'll be my likely replacement for Laporte. Robertson I'm pitting against United. Despite United looking on form, I'm hoping Liverpool's home form, well, their form in general, will win out, as they've won 5 in a row now. Here's hoping Klopp starts Robertson with it being an important match. And Doherty has earned another stint in my team, given his heroics in Game Week 16. In midfield, I'll hope Sterling is back and also back in style. Most of his goals have been at home this season, and I'm hoping to catch at least one of his big hauls before I need to run away from the Pep Roulette. Now's your time, Sterlino. And ideally, Richarlison will be played this game week. He's at home to City, so let's see what happens. Last of my mids, I'm hoping Felipe can keep up his form and continue to shine for me. I'm so light in midfield at the moment, I need a Christmas miracle to get through this. And my front three are as follows. I will await news on Wilson. Let's hope we get some. And depending on how Kane goes against Barcelona, I will look to play him at home to Burnley. I bought him for Salah, so right now I have to hope he plays and is a captain option for the next few weeks at least, until I know whether I need to get Salah back. Lastly, I will stick with Alba, again until I know which to drop or swap for Aguero when back. I am hoping Aubameyang can get a little something against Southampton. Southampton have kept only 4 clean sheets this season, so I'm hoping it can stay that way for one more week. Okay, so my transfer options are as follows. I want to keep this week nice and simple. I've been burnt by the last 2 game weeks transfers and I am running to retreat into a cave. The temptation here is to roll, and to be fair, I could do that, but my bench is a little bit shaky with injury. I will likely transfer Hughes to Snodgrass or Torreira. Snoddy has 1 goal and 3 assists in the last 3 game weeks, but this move means doubling up on West Ham in midfield. Slightly risky that. The Terrier has 2 goals and 1 assist in the last 3 and is slightly cheaper. Not sure where to go from here, so feel free to post me your thoughts in the comments below. Now obviously those changes are Wilson dependent. Otherwise, I may need to find a replacement for him. Jimenez after a rest could be a shout, though Rondon, Rashford and Chicharito could also be on the cards. The problem with this price bracket is none of the just mentioned seem to be nailed for 90 minutes like Wilson was. Of course, I could go right down to Kazmara and use the funds in my midfield. That's 2 transfers at the moment and for a hit. I just don't really want to do that yet. And so, captaincy this week will likely be Kane unless I have reason to believe he won't be a good choice. Fix has me at a projected score of 57 points this week without changes. My transfers only lower or equal that, so it might be worth me waiting on Wilson news here, as getting Terrier for instance and benching Wilson would up my total a little bit. So that's it. Lots of luck you guys as always in Game Week 17. Hope you liked the video. Feel free to check out my sponsors fantasyfootballfix.com, and do remember, whoever is top of my league on Christmas Day wins the £100 sterling courtesy of fanvibe.com. And please support me by liking and subscribing. Until next time, Nimfria out.